The following presentation was recorded live in Los Angeles, California, for the 24th Annual Convention of the International Association of Square Dance Callers. This is tape 27, Music, Techniques, and Harmony.
All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Music, Harmony, Techniques session at CALLERLAB. Glad to have everybody here. Nice to see all the smiling faces. Working with me today is Vic Carey. Vic resides in the Montrose area. That's right around here in Los Angeles. He's been a professional caller for 22 years. Obviously, he started when he was 4. And with us also is Mike Seastrom from Thousand Oaks, California. And Mike, how long have you been calling professionally?
Don't answer.
34 years.
Wow. Well, 34 years.
Started when I was 12.
Careful. Anyways, my name is Pat Carnathan. I'm from San Diego. I've been a professional caller for 15 years. I'm a baby. I've only been alive for 32 and a half years. All right. Anyways, what we're going to do, we can't teach you how to sing harmony, okay? But we're going to give you a whole bunch of tips and pointers, and hopefully we can point you in the right direction on singing harmony. Sit. Okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to do a couple of things. I want to show you, if you turn to the second page of your handout, I put a whole bunch of square dance rhythms down there. Now, like it says, it's a partial list. But square dancing and the activity and the music we use is changing. It's evolving as time goes on. Earlier, before the tape started playing, I made a joke about, did you recognize this pattern? Because it sounded like every other pattern record ever written. And the first one you see there is a standard boom chuck. And the reason they call it boom chuck is you can sit there and go boom chuck, boom chuck, boom. Very common beat. We're all very familiar. In fact, can somebody clap 128 beats per minute for me? Yeah, let's keep going. Go for it, Bill. Sound pretty familiar? Sound pretty boring? Okay, you can stop. That is the industry standard. We've been using that same beat since before Mike started calling. Okay? But they've changed a little. Hear that 128 again, Bill? That's 127, but go ahead anyways. The halftime, same thing. Just slower. It's very easy that one's about the easiest to dance to because every thump of the kick is the bass drum, and the snare is the snare drum. Every one of those thumps, you take a beat. So it's very easy for the dancers to dance to. You're seeing a lot of that rhythm being used out there in the world. Okay? And then what's neat is we're starting to see some other rhythms being used, and what's interesting about them is they're all identical. There's just a minor change. If you take that halftime boom chuck and you're doing this, if you add one little eighth note, it goes from being a halftime boom chuck to being a rock. So that's all there is to that. In fact, let me hear your 128 again, Bill. A little fast. That's okay. Okay, very familiar. And then, of course, we're all familiar, we can swing. But still, it's got that really heavy thump that the dancers can find. And we got to give the dancers a little bit more credit. It's not like we need to spell out the rhythm for it or they're not going to be able to do it. Okay, rhythm is felt. And it's felt by all of us. We have heartbeats, and we just move along to the beat. Okay? One of the ones you see occasionally, doesn't get used a whole lot, but they'll jump that third beat and make it into a cha. So if you got your standard halftime boom chuck kind of going, you can make it a cha by jumping that third beat. Keep going, Bill. Hard to clap to, isn't it? Anyways, so these are some of the rhythms, but you can see every one of them, without fail, every one of them on beats 2 and 4 has that silly snare. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. In fact, every one of them has beat 1. The only thing that changes on any of these silly things is what happens to beat 3. So you're giving the dancers 75% of the beats. Do what you want with that other quarter. Okay? And then we're starting to see another recent rhythm came out as a 6/8. Anybody alive in the 50s by any chance? No? I didn't think so. 6/8 was real popular back then. Kind of remember the stroll? The obvious question is, how do I remember? Ready? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, if you take away two of those, you take two of those away, it becomes a swing. Although, like Mike said, it feels different for the dancers. And obviously, in order to make it a fast enough to square dance, Bill, let me hear your 128 again. Hey. I got a union drum up here. Must be break time. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to do with the rhythms. There's other rhythms out there. Like I said, there's a partial list. But I went ahead and used the software that I use in the studio and printed out just the notation for what those rhythms would look like. So you can see that out of all these silly rhythms, there's very little difference between them. But they sound different, and they add an awful lot of variety to your dance. So don't hesitate to try them out. They're fun.
Pat, can I add some?
Absolutely.
Pat's given some examples of different tunes that have these different rhythms, and there's a tremendously different feel for the dancer when they're out there, and there's some of them that feel that rhythm a little bit more and some of them that don't. As many of you know, there's a number of records out now that also give the dancer not only the beat on when to put their foot down, but when to pick it up. A good example is Fisherman's Luck. You know that there's just a different feel to the dancers on the floor when you put on a record like that has a real predominant upbeat as well as a downbeat, and that picks up the dancers. And when you're using music like that, it's a whole different feel, so it adds a whole different dimension to your dance.
Did you want to show them real fast some of the songs? If you notice, under each of the rhythms I put down there, I tried to just arbitrarily find some different examples of some of the songs, and I tried to pick some that you hopefully are easy. But there's a good old standard boom check. And in addition, that's also a great harmony tune, by the way. We may be coming back to that one later on. And keep talking there, Mike, while I locate the next song.
Yeah, how about swinging, or why don't we spin the...
Yeah, I got swinging here.
Okay. Once again, it's a whole different feel of the music, and if you're thinking about that when you're programming your dances, it makes for a great deal of variety that you might not otherwise have thought.
Ignore the intro. That's not really a... halftime boom chuck. They could have made a rock just by adding a little bit more. Moving right along. Keep talking, Mike.
How many of you have thought, just as a show of hands, how many have thought before about different rhythms in the music you're using? You thought? Great. So most of you, great. How many have never thought about this? Just kind of, this is when you program your dances. It's kind of interesting. It makes a big bit of difference, and your dancers will get less bored with the rhythms that you're using, or less bored with your dance. Have a whole different feel when you can vary that. Use a cha-cha, use a swing, use a rock tune. And if you're using all tunes from one particular beat, all of a sudden it just has a different feel.
We'd have to choose a song with a really long intro. This is a tune called 5-Piece Band, but they really gave a very pronounced rock beat. A little bit, and they took out beat number 2 on that snare. See if I can locate another one while we're at it. Oh, piece of cake.
So you see Pat's working off of CDs and just programs these, and this is the setup that he uses at dances, I think minus the keyboard. Do you bring your keyboard?
Not often. Yeah. Old Temptations tune, My Girl. Real heavy rock. Boom, boom. All right. But like Mike says, if you just don't hesitate to move around and try some of these various rhythms out, it really spices up the dance and makes it a different. I mean, nobody wants to hear this for hours. You wouldn't listen to that on the radio for an entire trip from somewhere to somewhere else. I hope not. I'm still looking for a song here, guys. Tell a joke. Do something. Boy, wait till they hear that on the tape, huh?
Oh. thought this was easier than picking out a record here.
Yeah. This is modern technology.
That's right.
What are you pointing for?
I didn't say a word. Here's a song with a cha-cha beat. Notice that the beat 3 with the kick is coming in ahead of time. Bump, 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 bump. There's nothing wrong. You can clap to it. You can dance to it. Walk in the park.
But also another good rhythm to add. People enjoy the difference in that. That was called, Why Didn't I Think of That? Yeah. Good. Why didn't I think of that? Neon Moon, On and On.
On and On, great cha-cha.
Another one, Think of Me When You're Lonely on ESP. Another good cha-cha. It's nice to just put one of those in an evening, and if you tell your dancers if they feel like shaking it like a cha-cha, do it. You know, and you'll find they do. A lot of them just naturally move differently when they're doing a cha-cha.
Something Stupid is actually a rock. It actually does. The old Mac the Knife patented swing chart. I love this song. Okay, I'm done.
Any questions? Good.
Actually, I've even got a 6/8 tune lurking around here somewhere. You have any familiarity with that song there, Mike?
Which one? Oh, yes. I think I know.
I gotta find it.
Gotta find that
it's
one.
It's on the recent. The problem with when I'm sure a lot of you have gone to mini disc as well, MDs. As you've already discovered, is finding all your songs. Now that you've got a zillion songs in a little space between your fingertips, now you got to find them. When they're records, you can sit there and you can spot all those gold chaparral records, all very easy to spot, and now you've got them. And for some reason, in my briefcase, the printing on this book shrank.
No, your arms just aren't as long
as
they used
to
be.
Okay, I found Rhythm of My Heart.
Remote control.
All right, great tune. Yes. Yeah, I guess you better use the microphone. Okay.
On that 3/4, it's
3/4.
obviously we can only square dance to 4/4 music.
How do they do it?
And basically, you're just putting 3 counts and calling it one step or one beat of dance music.
3/4. I'm not quite sure. 3/4 is a waltz.
I know, but you were counting that as 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3.
Oh, I see.
But that's 1 2 3 4 as we dance it.
Yeah, it's actually for purposes of. It can either be a 6/8 or a 12/8 tune, depending on how the actual guy who wrote out the music scribbled it out. But you're taking steps on beats 1, 4, 7, and 10. You're not going to sit there 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 and just shuffle your way. Boy, it's
a shuffle beat, right?
That's a boogie woogie choo choo train.
Boy, it'd be an aerobic exercise, wouldn't it? No, you're right, and. If it's a 6/8, you're taking steps on beats 1 and 4. Yeah. 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 1. So the kick and the snare again are where you put your feet. I can't talk and drum at the same time. Where's the old joke? I'm a musician, not a drummer, for crying out loud. Okay. Alrighty. What do you guys, Pat, talk for a little while.
Well, does everyone here understand the difference between 6/8 and 2/4 and 4/4? Does anyone here not understand? Pat, do you need to go through that?
Well,
or
2/4 and 4/4, the only difference between those two, and some musician out there is going to corner me later on tonight and tell me I'm wrong, I'm certain. 2/4 and 4/4, the only reason to divide one from the other would be how you want to write out the notes. If you have a whole bunch of small notes and you got I don't know how many of you have seen sheet music, for instance. You want to spend as little time as possible putting those idiotic little tails on your notes. Okay, now you see, back in the old days, when I was a music major at San Diego State University, I had to write this stuff out. So you would actually find out what the song is, make the song, write your song first, and then figure out what is the best rhythm to put it into that's going to save me the most time when it comes to notation. When I have to write it out. A 2/4 song and a 4/4 song, they can sound identical if you run one exactly twice as fast as the other from a beats per minute standpoint. So don't worry about, gee, is that song in 2/4 or 4/4? Who cares? Okay, as long as you take one, as long as the tempo that the dancers are dancing at is somewhere in the neighborhood of 128 BPM, give or take a half dozen, that you're in good shape. So I don't think I'd worry too much about whether or not it's 4/4 or 4/4. Feel it. You know, if you like a song and you think it's cool, use it. The dancers, it's neat now that there are so many record labels out there that all kinds of music is coming out. You've got a lot of choices, a lot of options, and we're not stuck with the same old boring kind of rhythms all the time.
I agree, and I think it's just by the show of hands, it looks like most of you are taking this into consideration when you're programming your dances, and I think that's the key.
Shall we move on to the harmony session? I know you're all thinking, well, that's what it was supposed to be in the first place. It said music and harmony. That's how we slid out from underneath that.
The only thing I'd like to add here before we get into the harmony session and Mike starts talking is, Mike, Gail's in the hall, no Gail jokes.
Thank you, Vic.
Wow, what a team. I mean, the way they look out for each other like that. By the way, there's a police car in the driveway, Vic. All right. One of the things we mentioned was callers. We're 99 times out of 100, we work by ourselves. We're on stage. We're the only caller on stage. So when you're working with another caller, you're not a solo act anymore. You're working with somebody else. And it's really important to not spend a whole lot of time trying to blast each other out. You need to work together as a team. And if one of you is going to sing a harmony line, I think we mentioned it a couple times in our text here, you need to be conscious of the mix. Professional music acts, they typically run a mixing board at the back of the hall with a sound professional back there who can hear the band, hear the vocalists, hear the guitars and the trumpets and everybody else, and come up with a mix that is pleasing for the audience to hear. Us callers, we the sound man. You're the sound man, you're the roadie, you're everything. So you're covering your own sound right on the stage, and you don't often have the ability to run over and be changing your mixer settings or your settings on your turntable, as it were. So what you're going to find you're doing is you're altering your mix the entire time. You ever notice that when you really belt out a high note, it's loud? Okay, and probably most of you figured it out the first time you did it, and after you went down to Home Depot and bought a new pane of glass for the back of the hall, you pulled your mic a little bit. You backed it off some so that when you really screamed and your tonsils are hanging out in front of your mouth like this, you back the mic off this way. Well, that's what we have to do, and it's especially important for the harmony singers to make sure that the lead guy is out there, especially, he's singing the lead line, or God forbid, he might be actually calling, and the dancers need to be able to hear that. They need to be able to hear that.
Yeah, just to add to that, rather than running and adjusting your volume the whole time, if you're the harmony singer and you're going to do some figures or some leads, then you have to be able to pull the mic away when you're doing the harmony and then bring it back in, because chances are you're not going to remember exactly where that volume was set before.
True story. Professional acts, I'm sorry, Mike.
The other thing I'd like to add to that is, on the other side of that, when you're singing the lead, you are the primary voice out there. And it's so important not to be the most shy voice. You need to sing that lead and sing it right on and be as dynamic. The harmony, people can shut up, and the dance goes on, and the tune goes on, and the song goes on. But that melody line, when somebody says you sing melody, and that's the most important part of that tune. So I think that those that do sing melody recognize that that's the most important in the song, and you're singing the most important part. So hang in there and sing it. Don't be bashful.
And along that same line, one of the other things we mentioned is a great segue, is if you're going to sing lead, sing lead. Stay on the melody line. Often as solo acts when we're on stage, we sing and we'll go ahead and jazz up that melody line a little bit, especially if we missed. That's cool. I meant to do that. Okay, but if you got if you have callers backing you up, you need to stay right on the melody line. You need to sing it straight forward. You need to enunciate. You all need to have a common set of lyrics in front of you while you're singing. And one of the other things we mentioned, get together ahead of time. After your Alaman left and wave, oh, when the saints go marching in, are we going to sing Swing and Promenade or keep on singing? You know, and then, of course, there's nothing worse. At the end of the song, big key change, here it comes, and one of the guys goes, sides, face, grand square.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Quick, hose me down. You know, big key change, come on, 4 boys, promenade, get out there. But, you know, one guy, sides, face, grand square. Well, that's what it says right here, you guys. It says grand square. If that's the way Wade did it, that's the way I'm doing it, okay?
Talk it over ahead of time. That's right.
Yes.
One of the exceptions, as far as keeping on the melody line, is if you have gotten together and worked things out, you can jump up and do the third or the higher than the melody line, as long as you know your harmony guy is going to jump up another third and take the fifth. But don't walk on his harmony line, because he says this is my territory. I want this.
I'm just going to stay right out of that one.
Right, Pat?
I worked with a caller once, and I harmonized with him because he was not a harmony singer, and I'm not really a harmony singer either. I just happen to own a keyboard, so they keep bringing me these things. But it was very difficult to work with him, because every time I got up there and up there, up on the harmony line, then he's up there with me, so I drop down another line. He'd come down there with me. I'd be up on the harmony line. It's like, can we make a decision here as to what we're going to do?
I don't remember you calling with me.
Just for the tape, that was Rod Shuping of Lancaster, California. And of course, when I mentioned it to him, he said, well, do you suppose that Garth Brooks just does it exactly the same way every time? I said, Garth Brooks makes $30 million a year, pal. That's the fundamental difference right there.
The other comment that I think is appropriate here is when you're singing with someone else, you don't need to sing the same melody line. 2 people singing the same melody line. Oof. As Pat has written down here, it just sounds louder, and it's so difficult for 2 callers to sing the same line at the same time and make it sound right. I've heard it pulled off before, but it's rare. It's
singing a unison note, 2 people, it's hard, and you usually both end up kind of getting towards it, working your way towards it, and finally you nail it, and by then the lights are out, they've gone home.
The exception to that rule would be if it is a duet song that you've actually heard real singers sing together, and they both sing the melody line together, and then maybe they split and do harmony. But if you can follow the original tune, that usually it sounds good too.
You bet. There are some times when you're singing harmony, and it is maybe a part of the song that just doesn't lend itself right to harmony. You can sing a few notes, and I'm sure you've heard them on flip sides before. Sing a few notes on the same note and then get off it again and blend, and it works just fine. But you'd be better off not just to rotate back and forth, or pick out a gospel tune or something where you can go back and forth with each other and work in other than in unison.
We had one other thing we were going to mention about this stuff. Oh, don't harmonize calls. We see a lot of duet groups working out there. Circle left, la 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 la, left alaman, do si do, left alaman, weave the ring, la la la. Harmony the entire time. I think there's a couple of things wrong with it. Number one, it's a little muddy. Those dancers, keep in mind, no matter how good a singer we are, no matter how great our music is, no matter what the entertainer we are, they're square dancers. They got to hear the calls. And if you're harmonizing a left alaman and do si do, it just doesn't cut it. And also, it gets a little tedious to hear harmony the entire time. We'll see what they're plotting.
2 of us disagree with this. I just want to let you know that.
You're more than welcome to do that. Where's the off switch?
We disagree that there are certain times when it's kind of fun to sing the calls together, and you have to practice it ahead of time and have it right down. But boy, it's exciting. Pat's point is well taken. If you do that all the way through the whole song, and as we years ago used to do all the figures the same and the words the same, very often that got kind of tiring. So I agree with you in that sense. But there are times when that does just add a little bit of flavor to the dance.
Yeah.
And an example would be "Oh Lonesome Me." You often hear the 4 little ladies
chain that ring. Get rhythm. Get rhythm when you get the blues. You do an Allemande left with it.
But don't try it unless you've practiced it together, because you'll never use the same phrasing.
Exactly.
That's what
right.
Pat's saying, yeah.
Right. That's your best place to start, sure.
I think that's right.
That's what Pat's saying, yeah.
Wait, for the tape, that was no.
Now, for guys who don't sing harmony a lot and have seen guys working together, you sing harmony, shut up. basically the best time to sing, as you're saying, is in the tag on the figures. Let the other guys sing the melody and do the figure. Just on the tag part, jump in and sing with him, and that's basically the best time to jump in. If he gives you a dirty look, then turn your mic off and pretend you're singing.
Wait, people really do that?
Well, comment was going to be that one singing call he won't buy is one when they put vocals on the instrumental side. It's interesting because sometimes that works real well and sometimes that doesn't, and it's a matter of personal choice.
And you have a lot of callers saying, "Can you give us more with vocals?" And a lot of callers that say, "Leave it alone. Don't give me the vocals. They bother me."
Well, it's a classic. When you make a singing call, obviously Mike and Vic and I are record producers, but when you make a singing call, you want every square dance caller with a pulse and a microphone to buy it. And you can't please everybody with every song. You do your best to put out a good piece of music that you think people will like. And the sad truth, in my opinion, is that a vast majority of callers don't want harmony voices or any kind of vocals on the instrumental side of a record. The neat thing is that as we're progressing in a technologically advanced age now, where here in the future you may be able to buy either version. I want the version with the vocals, and so here wants the one without the vocals. We just send them.
Or if you're buying,
you're going to do it, Mike?
Yeah. Or if you're buying a CD while you're taking the mic down.
Well, yeah, I was
that's right, Ernie Kinney.
I was getting there, Ernie.
Ernie Kinney, you can already buy them either way, with vocals on the
you certainly can.
music side or not.
That's hi-hat records, and there's a hole in the middle of the record. And
they're red records.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Ernie makes a valid point. Yes, as a record producer, you can put out the record twice. But I don't know how many of you are aware of this. You don't generally start a record label to make money. A record label is a hole that you throw money into.
7 inches in diameter, and you just pour money into that hole. I know.
And it's an expensive proposition to record. From the studio standpoint, it's very simple. You record one version with the vocals, then you hit the mute button on the vocals and record it again. When you get over to the record pressers, you need to press, as Ernie, you're fully aware, you need to press 2 whole records. And at least from Shakedown standpoint, far and away the most expensive part of the process is the physical pressing of the record. And eventually, if I don't know, it would be difficult, at least in our case, to put out a record twice, one with and one without. We're blessed that Ernie did that. I bought that record. Pardon me? Oh.
Comment from the floor was his wife has a good job with the tape.
But as Pat's alluding to, using CD media and stereo media, we might be able to start producing stereo where you can either turn the backside vocal on or turn them off. Just turn off the left channel or the right channel, whichever one the harmony's done on.
And I'm sure the last part of this is our technology, is our phase shifters or our pitch shifters that are now being used to give you the ability to change the range that song was recorded in. Pat, your comment about how many are presently using a phase shifter or a pitch shifter?
He said pitch shifter. That's what he said. Well, it's especially, obviously, you lady square dance callers out there. Unfortunately, the vast majority of the square dance songs are recorded in the ranges for men to sing them. And if you want to sing the songs, you probably have to run the music through a pitch shifter. You got to do what you got to do. I hesitate on pitch shifters because there's an awful lot of songs that I used to sing a few years ago that I just can't seem to hit anymore. And I'd love to run them through a pitch shifter, but I don't care for the way the whole song. Remember, when you shift a song, you're shifting everything about that song down or up. So if your drum was originally going thump, 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 when you pitch it, it goes thump, 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 thump. It gets very mushy. Either way, and if you run the song up, it gets a little tinny sounding. But you do your best. You do the best you can. Maybe perhaps some equalization to even it out a little bit. So these are all things to consider. But it's neat that we have the technology available to us to enable everybody to use different kinds of music.
So, Pat, what key do you generally produce records in?
He knows I hate that. Yeah, we touched on this last year at the harmony session. But you often hear a caller go, "Yeah, sing in the key of A all the time." Oh, well, so if it's written in G, you don't sing it? Okay. A caller, anybody, you have a range. You have a low note and a high note. Generally speaking, you've got an octave to an octave and a half. If you're Tony and Mike, you got a zillion octaves. Okay? I personally have an octave and a half, and it ain't changing. I'm done. So I have a range that I sing in, and I have to make sure that the song fits into that range. I love the song Beautiful Noise. Because you're familiar with it, I'm sure. Great song, great crowd pleaser. But I can't sing it. I can't get up there. If I do, you're not going to like it. Yep, you're just not going to like it. So you have to really pitch shift that puppy. I might just do that. And then I can blame the record producer. Listen to the really muddy sounding drums on this record. No, it's a beautiful... No, we have a range that we sing in, and like a lot of the songs when we arrange them, they're in one key, but we recorded them as square dances in another key because we tried to find generally, I don't want to make a song go higher than 2 Ds above middle C. It's up there. Okay? Now all you ladies are going, is not. All you guys are going, I couldn't hit that. I'm going to go put my shorts on, man. I'm not going to hit that. Okay? And I don't want them to go down below an A below middle C. Of course, I have the guys out there going, go for it. Go for it, pal. All right? So you massage the song. You put it into a key so that it fits in a range. Every square dance song is different. There's no way that every song is an F. Okay, I can just think, I only know pretty much the songs that I've recorded. I know Why Don't You Spend the Night? I did that in F with a key change to G. They're playing our songs in D. Mountain Music's in G. We're all over the keyboard here in an effort to keep the song to fit within a range. And the range is defined by the melody line. So if we do Mountain Music in G, we can sing that for the most part. Okay? It would be a lot harder to sing that song if it was down in D.
You like that, huh?
Yes. I'm
sure you did, Dennis.
Someday if I ever reach puberty, I'll sound like you too. And until that time, moving right along.
Now our record labels are putting range on their cue sheets so that you can, when you become aware of that. Shakedown started doing it, I think, after Vancouver. There are record reviews that are done, so they show you the range. So it's nice to become aware of your range more than your key.
And it's easy to find your range. You'll find a piano. There's a piano out there. Of course, it's playing by itself.
Yeah, if it's not playing, you can find your range.
Oh, you can still do it. Just entertain the hell out of everybody. Find your low note. That's about as low as I can go. La. I'm no fair doing an octave on this. That's about my lowest. That's a G. Okay, and I'm fighting some allergies right now, so I can probably go lower than that. Okay, the voice is getting croaky, and I'm not going to bless you with my high note. I can't afford that glass back there. So find out what your range is. A lot of record labels occasionally, not a lot, some record labels put the key down. And in all honesty, the key doesn't mean a lot to you unless you're a musician. If you know the song, if somebody says, Feelin' Groovy. If you know the song and somebody says, hey, we've got Feelin' Groovy in F, and you can go, cool. Hello, you move too fast.
Slow down.
Slow down, because it was written before I was born.
That's called the 59th Street Bridge song, by the way.
That was before my time.
It's a rough room. So, anyway, what I'm getting at is putting the key on the record sleeve doesn't mean a whole lot. I think the range is what's important. You look right at that little level and say, either I can or I can't. But don't arbitrarily toss a record because it says that it goes all the way to a double E and you can only go to a double D. Boy, that's going to sound great on the tape, ain't it?
Boy. Y'all missed the gestures in the front row.
That was Pat Carnathan, C-A-R.
Thank you.
Please direct your cards and letters to CALLERLAB, P.O. Box. Wait, we got a comment. You want to take the mic back here, Mike?
I
Kenny Ferris, Maryland. When you guys record, though, you're expecting us to, maybe not expecting us to, but at 45 RPMs, it might be one key, but when we're playing it at 43.5, so our dancers aren't running, are we changing the key a bit?
Yeah, you are, as a matter of fact. You are changing it. Yeah, and the range, very good. You, well, that's, yeah, if you change the RPM, that's a revolutions per minute. If you change the RPM, how fast your record's going, you slow it down, you're going to change not only the RPM, you're going to change the pitch, you're going to change the BPM, the beats per minute. Generally, the accepted beats per minute for square dance music is 128. Now, you may agree or disagree with that. You may take every one of your records and run them at 44 without fail, because you just don't think 128 is acceptable. But that would be a consideration. If you're already saying, look, I run all my records at 43 anyways, hey, I might actually be able to sing this song. It might actually fit into my range. So yeah, that's a consideration.
And even if a song goes off your range, it's possible to put in a harmonic note in place of the note that's just difficult to hit. And many times we do that without even thinking about it. So, hey, let's pick out a song and get everybody singing, all right?
Security? I've got the old Standby Mountain music queued up. You do? That's a easy tune to harmonize to.
Yeah, should we divide our group here?
Divide and conquer. Do you guys want melody or harmony? My group wants harmony.
What do you guys want, harmony or melody? Melody. You want to?
One, two, three, four,
we'll
five,
take
six,
the melody.
7, 8. Okay.
Okay.
One of the reasons we often use mountain music as a harmony song, it has long notes. Play me some mountain music. So you got a lot of time, if you're not a harmony singer, to start with the mic out here and then bring it in as you nail it. And people in the audience go, that is so cool. Well, wait a minute.
Time for a show of hands to see. Yeah, never. No.
So I'm going to sing lead. Wait.
You're going to do this.
I am not. Oh, I'm doing that?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's got melody over here.
Not? Okay. Yeah. Later on, we maybe could change.
Remember we told you earlier we should get together ahead of time on these things?
Yeah.
Okay, are we going to sing just words, or are we going to sing calls?
We'll sing words. We know the song.
Does everybody know the words to
probably know
mountain
the
music?
song. Do we do it in G? Do we really do it in G?
Most
we did.
If not, give a la la or something.
La la's word. Give us the two starting notes. Give us melody. 2, 3, 4.
Play me some mountain music like Grandma and Grandpa used to play. And I float on down the river to a Cajun hideaway.
That's all we know.
I was having a great time.
It's kind of like Frosty the Snowman, right? Frosty the Snowman.
That was good.
Yeah.
I'm grabbing my sheet music, so you just keep talking. Okay. I think she wants to switch our tape over there.
All right, now we're gonna stay on that melody line. We probably don't even need a lot of music in here. You guys want to make?
Yeah. We're just doing a real simple third, and we're kind of sticking on about 3 notes total. So we're kind of doing the chord, one note of the chord on this side. Can you play those notes for me, Pat? Instead of just play.
Well, you heard vocalists do this. Ready? Sorry, I hit 2 of them at once.
I know, I saw. Did it again.
You want to do this?
Nope.
Okay. You don't see me calling in advance, do you?
Nope.
Case closed.
Here's your sign.
We're not supposed to make references to stuff like that. Because the people on the tape are going, sign. Okay. So what are we going to do?
Give them their first note. Just a note.
What are they on?
They're on melody.
Play. What a melody.
Wrong note. There you go. That's a good one.
Just checking.
Yeah. We're just singing the third.
I don't know either, Bill.
A third above that one.
music.
Give us our start note.
What's your starting note?
It's a third above that. This is a perfect time.
For the benefit of the tape, we are now having members of the harmony side run to the melody side.
Do we have any women that want to come over on this side?
Okay, so the bottom line is, melody line's up here on the third of the chord. So that's weird because we're already on the third of the chord just because of the melody. So it's, play me some mountain music. So you harmony people, everyone, play me some mountain music. You're way the heck up there. Oh, you're done. Turn over.
We could bring this down a notch.
We could do that. Let's re-key down.
Yeah. I agree. It's late.
No.
Where do you want to go? Name it, baby. Stop. I'm feeling cocky. Something with no black keys. They're tiny and hard to hit. Play. How did I know you'd go for E, that guitar key?
Oh, it's a guitar player's key. Key of E.
So that means our four chords are going to be E, go figure, A, D7.
But not quite in that order.
That's a true story. You want me to transpose this on the fly?
It's a three-chord country.
It's not. There's a fourth one.
Pick any one you're comfortable with. Just...
Okay, I'm comfortable with F. It's a half step. Okay. Chill out. Play.
Ooh, you guys
I heard
are
three-part. Hey, that's right. I'll just transpose the damn thing right here.
Do it on the computer, right?
You're
He's got the
messing
computer.
with the wrong piano player. Here. Don't shoot the piano player. He's half shot already. Okay, we are now in the key of E.
You're playing an F.
I'm playing it in G. The machine's playing it in E. Play. It's never boring.
Enter the computer. All right.
Here we go.
Cool. Okay.
1, 2, ready, go. Play me some mountain music. My grandma and grandpa used to play. And we'll float on down the river to a Cajun hideaway. Come on, music.
I was done.
I'm not from the heart. Play something with lots of feeling. That's where music has to start.
Three notes.
Is there anybody who wants to sing harmony now? You guys want to try? Why don't we do the third?
We'll do the melody.
You guys do the fifth.
No.
And Pat does the first.
Wait a minute. My group has the third. You guys take the fifth.
Oh, wait. I think you all ought to take the fifth.
All right, guys. Here we.
You notice Bill Horst is back on this side again.
I think it's going to take a fifth before we sing this. Oh, we have some comments.
Comments? I got it.
The fifth an octave down.
I just want to say I don't have underwear tight enough to get me to the fifth.
That's why you're on my side, Cliff.
The men's side, yes.
The comment that was made is, why don't we do the fifth an octave down? And that's another possibility. It doesn't always...
there's the fifth, an octave down. It's hard to hear. It's hard to hear because it's actually a fourth below the main.
Are you sure that's the right note? I think that's our note.
We can do the fifth. Come on, we can do the fifth.
Yeah, you guys, this fifth is not hard. This fifth is a concert B. It's well within the range of all y'all.
You got to go higher.
Well, see. Okay, now here's the problem, guys. Because we have a music problem here because our key is G, or not actually key is E, but the key is G. Music. So if we go to the fifth, it's the third. Yeah. So if you want to go any higher than that, your next step is up there.
The key is E.
How you feeling, Mike?
If anyone can do it, Mike can do it.
All right. The bad news is he'll be the only one. Actually, ladies, you should be able to handle that without any trouble.
Oh yeah, right, yeah.
That's the seventh, but we could do well. There are three.
We could pick another tune.
But let's do 3 parts on it. I think we could do 3 parts.
Okay.
You guys sing the same.
We're on the third, which is really the fifth, because... Do they know what they're singing?
We have no idea.
So. Yeah, we do.
Help us out with the notes,
What's this group doing?
Third above the melody. Thank you, Bill Horst.
And they're doing the melody.
Fifth above the melody.
You're doing the melody.
Which is really below.
Okay.
Is this where we're...
All right, let's do the first note.
Play your turn. Play.
Holy buddy.
So you're feeling cocky, huh? 1, 2, ready, go. Play me mountain music like Grandma and Grandpa used to play.
Wait.
Yes?
We're still looking for that first note over here. You want to retract a little bit? Pat's supposed to sing the melody, so Pat's got to be the loudest one here.
That's our note. That's our note.
What are they saying? They're singing this?
No, that's...
Ernie, let me hear you sing this one.
Give us. Very often you find the crack in between, and that's what we're looking for here. Let us sing right. No. Bring it. That's theirs.
That's the melody.
That's the crack.
Melody line.
That's melody.
That's melody. Play me some mountain music like Grandma and Grandpa used to play. Whoa, and we'll float on down the river to a Cajun hideaway. Play some back home, come on music that comes from the heart. Play something with lots of feeling, 'cause that's where music has its start. Woo. Turn to page 31 in your hymnal.
We have a question, Mike.
Question. A real fundamental question. When you talk about singing harmony, are you saying that the harmonizers are really singing the same tune, but just pitched up a third or a fifth above?
Pretty close.
That sounds like what you're saying.
Well,
Not always.
During last year's harmony session, I said a great way to create a harmony is to write another melody line above. And the example we used, and I'll go over this real fast, was why don't you spend the night? Let's get in a real key. Okay. We went... Where did the night go to? And we just went ahead and rewrote the melody line. Instead of being here, we put it up here. Okay? Think you would sing that harmony line real fast?
That's too high.
It's not.
It's not the harmony line I used.
Use it now. 1, 2, ready, and how did it get so late? Where did the night go to? Strange how it slips away when I'm with you. I know it's almost 2. I know you should leave, but wait. I thought it over. There's something I've gotta say. You watch Mike's Vic control? Vic's mic control. Watch.
That was Vic's mic control.
Thank you. Anyway, so yes, you can write a new melody line and sing it as though it's a melody. When I'm singing harmony on this song, I typically just go up that third and rewrite the melody line and stay up there with them. So yes, that's a very good way to nail down a harmony, especially on a song that's got a lot of movement, a lot of lateral movement in the notes. Mountain music is pretty straightforward. Play me mountain music, repeat, like Grandma and Grandpa used to play, repeat again, and we'll float on down the river. So it's the same thing over and over again. It's very easy to find that harmony. Okay, songs with lots of movement on them, you're going to spend a little more time to working on it. I can cue that puppy up.
While Pat's doing that, basically, you can write the melody as Pat did. Any note in any chord, you can sing.
That's the key.
The key is singing a note that sounds good with the melody line. As long as it's...
You're getting a new melody, basically.
Absolutely. And sometimes you hang on the same note. Sometimes you counter the melody. The melody's going up, the harmony's going down.
This kind of harmony.
Beautiful, beautiful brown eyes. Beautiful, beautiful brown. Beautiful, beautiful brown eyes. I'll never love blue eyes again. Where was the fifth?
In the clouds.
You think?
Yeah. But you pick another one like Do Run Run.
Yeah, let's do that one.
That's got a clean third.
Hey,
and
guess
also,
what one I don't have digitized?
Is that right?
I'm sorry. Call my mom.
Yeah, and some songs have a classic bass line that if you have somebody singing bass, you can sing bass without sounding like it's mud down there. And there's some of them that and you need to pick them out accordingly. Lawrence.
Hi, Cotton.
So far, if I followed right, I heard only examples where the harmony line goes above, higher. Do you make examples where you can lower harmony?
Yeah, Vic, why don't you sing one of those? Nope. The answer to your question is no.
Well, wait a second. There are exceptions. I think that very often when you have a melody line and a harmony line below it, it doesn't complement the song as much as those above. It definitely doesn't add any more energy to the song. And the exception to that is when you combine male and female voices. When you have a female lead and a male voice is harmony actually below that, or a chase, right? That's a whole different area, and I think that aesthetically sounds better.
By chase, Rod, are you talking about an answer back type thing, a gospel type of thing? There was a crowd gathered down by the river, where me and James Thompson used to play. We left out a man, you told her, turn little partner by the right to go. I left out a man, weave that ring. They were down by the river, swing a little girl around and promenade. They were preaching, I don't remember the rest, sorry. But that's the gospel style. If you don't know how to harmonize, you can wimp out and do the gospel thing, and everybody will praise.
Don't wimp out. I think that's a good part of that song, those kind of songs. Walt, go ahead.
There it is. Okay. Part to the question on low, I've gotten situations where I had to try and keep up with these guys, and they go higher than I can. If you have enough people singing so that someone is hitting a high harmony line, if you can hit a low harmony, there's a place to be, because as Mike said, if you just have a low harmony line, it doesn't come across. But if there is a high and you can bring in a low, then it's really neat.
You bet. It's better than two or three people singing the same harmony line is to put one person on bass and one person on that alto or baritone line.
Ernie Kennigan, the low gives you blend. Basically, we don't all know this, but after doing lots of harmony songs and quartets and whatnot, and it's hard to convince these low singers that the bass and the baritone are to be felt, not heard.
Very true. Very true.
Wow.
Very true in the mix.
So the whole concept of a subwoofer for home theater or for the kids' cars that you hear going down the road, the subwoofer is felt as much as it's heard, and bass is that way.
So the low harmony works really well if you've got three callers working together. One's doing a third, one's doing a melody, and the other one can't sing that high.
Or it's nice at the beginning of the song to have somebody singing that line underneath, and maybe when you're punching it to the end and you kick that third guy up to the fifth, and you bump up to harmony, and you add a little bit more energy by kicking the song up a little bit. So
at least from my standpoint, I have a hard time hearing, just physically or orally, hearing a low harmony for me. I'm not a harmony singer. I can usually get above it and find it with some practice, but a low harmony for me is very difficult to hear. And I don't think I'm the only one like that. Tom?
Hi there, Tom Dillner, Ohio. Isn't it fair to say, Pat, and maybe it's not, that just because you have two singers, one of them being high, one low, it may not mean nothing more than just a duet. It doesn't have to be harmony. Fair?
Well, we kind of talked about if two people are going to sing, it's not a real good idea for them to both be on the same note.
Singing in unison versus...
In unison.
Yeah. Duet being the generic term, and unison meaning everybody singing the same note, versus harmony where people are singing the different parts. I would say that it's aesthetically better for them to sing harmony.
Yep.
I've got "Oh Lonesome Me" queued up.
Cue it. Hit it.
Well, poor little lady chain across and turn that girl. Hey, roll away with a hot sachet, and then you circle and let it go round. Hey. Oh, ladies, roll away, I'll circle and let it go round the way. Left down a man who weaves that ray. Well, every way I can lose these lonesome blues. Swing that girl around, you know it, all by the net. I thought of everything from A to Z. Oh, lonesome me.
Well, let's break that down a little bit. Wait, so we got a question here, Jerry?
Now, on that particular tune, I was below your voice in my harmony.
Wow.
Because when I... Sure. Go ahead. Start from
Alone
the
with a woman.
You know.
You said you personally like it better that way. Yeah.
You start.
Well, it's 4 little ladies chain across and I turn that girl.
Hey!
Roll away and circle to the left to go around that world.
Hey!
With 4 little ladies roll away, I'll circle to the left to go by the way. And left down a man weave that ring goes. Well, there must be some way I can lose these lonesome blues. Swing a little lady, go round and round and lady do. I thought of everything from A to Z. Oh, lonesome me. She was all over. Wow, very nice. Very nice.
That's what we were talking about. The best, some of the neatest harmony is when a woman and a man sing together. It's complementing each other.
And it was a third below.
My husband and I, my name is Jerry Hardy, and my husband's name is Chuck. We do duets all the time, and the difference is in our voices. He's a baritone, so that it's very easy for me to harmonize right below him, but I can go, above him and everything. But because he's a baritone, it's easy for me. With you, the key and the range mattered in that song, where I was with your voice, but you're an obvious tenor, so that it's hard.
Oh, a 10. I thought she said I was a 10. Oh. Never mind.
There ain't no such thing.
Well, I was going to say that, too.
Keep talking. Save the watches.
I think when you have different frequencies of voice like that, you can get away with not actually singing the harmony, but singing above it, singing below it, sing it right on the tune, and there's just enough difference in your voices where you can get away with that.
And if you notice, she was below, and then a great way to build excitement. She would go, and momentarily she was with me, and then right on past me, up higher. And if that had, it's a great way to build excitement. I mean, you hear trumpets doing that in bands all the time. It's that music coming up. It was very well done. Very nice. You're doing this next year.
Yes, comment.
Yeah, you're saying but in general, though, you're saying that you've got two people doing harmony, or one doing harmony, one doing melody, that the person doing the harmony really ought to be above rather than below?
Well, now we just got proven wrong.
Well, the obvious exceptions are a woman and a man singing together, or if the song was like a Judd song, where you know that the harmony, Winona's mom always sang below her. And if it's an obvious lower harmony, then that would work too.
Yeah, so there are exceptions, but most of the time when there's two male or same frequency type vocal people working together, that's better than one slightly above the other with a harmony. What
else you got, Pat? Shall we sing another song?
Well, what do you want to do?
Well, can we find a third and a fifth?
I thought you were going to do the fifth on Olo.
Any suggestions? We got about 250 songs, singing calls up here. But not Do Run Run.
We don't have Do. How about QRT?
That's a patter record.
Oh.
Yeah, we can do On and On really well. It's one of the songs with harmonies already on the record.
Pick one.
Tennessee River. And Tennessee River, like mountain music, is pretty straight.
I've got
and easy once again, lines that are carried out.
Yeah, what are you going to do with something? Does something stupid have a third? Yeah, I've got something stupid.
Yeah, that's difficult. Let's do Neon Moon. Everyone knows Brooks and Dunn?
I've heard of them.
That's right.
Here's white space.
When the sun goes down on my side of town, that lonesome feeling comes to my door, and the whole world turns blue. There's a rundown bar across the railroad track, got a table for two way in the back, and I spend most every night beneath the light of the neon moon.
Wow. What was the comment we were making? It's always nice to get together and practice the song before you... Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Email now.
But yes, we moved into the 90s. We're emailing our harmonies to each other.
Let's do that again and divide up a little bit and give a... In the fifth, yeah.
He was high.
It was
Not that Mike Seastrom was high in the session. He was singing high.
We were high.
Singing high. I was clarifying.
Okay.
Gail's gone, it's okay.
The song in G. When the sun goes down on my side of town, that lonesome feeling comes to my door, the whole world turns. Should we give them their note?
Yeah. This is way up in the class.
This is going to be hard to do, guys. Give me another tune wouldn't be a bad idea.
I can't find my note. Is that my note? Looks like G.
That's the lead. When the sun goes down on my side of town. See, harmony people are going up here. Yeah. I heard a chirp out of Brian up here.
That sounds like the fifth.
It is.
Yeah,
it is the fifth.
It is the fifth.
Aha! You guys, there's not a whole lot of songs written on the root with a melody line on the root of the chord. Of course, now some other music major is going to go, is two.
Name one.
I mean, I'm thinking Tennessee River. Oh, Tennessee River, the mountain man. We get together anytime we can. Up on the third again. A lot of songs. They seem to do it up there on the third. We go out to a party somewhere. The moment we walk in the door, people stop and everybody stares. She don't know what they're staring for, and she don't know she's beautiful. No, she don't know she's beautiful. She don't know she's beautiful. No time to time I told her so. All right, let's do another song up on the third.
Yep.
Okay, but let's pick a melody line and a third.
Okay.
So you want to do the third over here? Yeah. Let's do the third on this side.
This song also has a counter melody.
An answer back.
It's an answer back. Huh? Thank you, Rod. Ah.
Why don't we let Vic do the answer back and Pat,
who wants
you
to
go
answer
do the
back
melody?
with me? Come on, somebody.
So,
and we'll do the third. Okay, give us the third note, Pat.
We go out to a party somewhere. That's the harmony line.
Okay. All right.
I am telling you, Yahoo. So who's doing what? You guys are on the third over on the right.
The third over here. We're
all singing a harmony line. You all are singing lead with me. So it's we go out to a party somewhere. The moment we walk in the door.
Everybody sing the third at the same time, just so we can hear it.
Cool. Yeah, why don't you all sing the third and we'll take the lead. Well, we got mics. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them.
4 mics.
4. So corny.
Okay. Millions of starving comedians out there, and look what's happening. It's just grim, isn't it? Okay, so no, but your harmony line. We go out to a party somewhere. The moment we walk in the door, people stop and everybody stares. She don't know what they're staring for.
Do that again.
No way.
Repetition is good. This is good.
I'm praying. Stop. We go out to a party somewhere. The moment we walk in the door, people stop and everybody stares. She don't know what they're staring for, and she don't know she's beautiful. No, she's not that shy. She don't know she's beautiful. time I told her so. You guys ready to sing a harmony while we lead you?
Oh.
Here we go. Strong. 1, 2, ready, and we go out to a party somewhere. The moment we walk in the door, people stop and everybody stares. She don't know what they're staring for. She don't know she's beautiful.
No, she's not that
She don't know she's beautiful.
Well, it never crossed her mind.
She don't know she's beautiful. So time to time I told her so. Nice job. Very nice.
Shove a hand. Nice.
Very good.
Smooth.
Yeah, nice. Sing. Yeah.
But as was mentioned earlier, we wrote a new melody line, a third above the original melody line, and that became the harmony. And worked like a champ.
Now, if you listen to this record, on the flip side, you'll hear two different harmonies. The harmony that you just heard was his. Mine's different. So, in answer, follow-up to the question is, there's no wrong harmony as long as you're on the right note. One of the notes in the chord. One of the notes in the chord works.
Blend. That's
Blend.
the key. They don't have to
Blending.
actually be singing the same
Yeah.
part, but they do have to blend.
Yeah.
You're right. Yes, absolutely.
Don Thompson, San Jose. That last comment that he just made about the two harmonizers have to blend, I've been thinking about this the whole time. I, fortunately, have an ear for music. I can jump in and sing harmony. Dennis ran into that at State Convention, jumped in, and we had some fun. But it wasn't always that way. Like everybody, or not everybody, but many people out here, you're thinking, oh man, I'd really like to do that, but I don't know if I can do it. Be warned, not everybody else you're going to try and harmonize with sings what I call on the note, or pure. And when you jump up on the stage, you think, I think I've got this, I think I'm going to do this. Or you're working with some guy, splitting a dance with somebody, and you jump up there and try it, and it's really hard. And you say, why was that so hard? It's because that other person you're working with, even though sounds good, seems to carry a tune, is just like a half or a quarter note off. And it just doesn't work.
Well, in my case, it's always the other person.
Now,
Yeah.
it's always the other guy.
It's always been pretty straightforward for me.
That's the point I guess Don was saying, is learning harmony is the hardest thing in the world. The first time you do harmony.
After that, yeah.
Listen to the flip side of records where two callers are calling. Focus just on the harmony line. Listen to the radio who's doing harmony, and pretty soon it just happens.
Trying to figure out whether you're doing harmony or not, something I have done, and I don't know if it works for everybody, but it's the only way I could figure out to do it, is I take the flip side of the record, and I've got somebody singing the tune, and then I play that back and then record it and go back and listen to myself. And pretty soon I can find where those harmonies are. And I have done several festivals with Wade Driver. Wade sings precisely on the note when he's singing lead, and he sings exactly on the same meter. He doesn't vary it. So you can do this real nice harmony like you'd worked all kinds of things together. But we really learned that one of us has got to stay on the note, and I don't. When I'm singing, I run all over the thing, and he'd say, you've got to stay on the tune or it isn't going to work. I don't know what the tune is because I haven't sung the tune usually, and I've just walked all over that stupid thing.
Yeah, it's important that you know the melody, and that you know when you're on the melody and not on the melody.
What I usually do is just shut up and let Mike sing.
The other thing,
yeah, go ahead, Mike.
The other thing I think is important is when you're trying to learn harmony, you can do it while you're listening to the radio, driving in your car, or in your tape, if you've got your music taped and square dancing music, whatever. You want to try to pick apart, once that melody is down, that blends with that melody in the same chord. Sometimes it's a matter of stopping the tune on the first note. And you hear, play, and then you got to go, play, play. You're finding where you start and breaking it down a cappella. In other words, take the record off and break it down a cappella. Or record it in a cappella with a tape recorder and then sing along with that, just so far. It takes a little bit of work to get there, but I think if you take it step-by-step process and note by note, it makes it a lot easier.
And hang out with somebody who sings harmony. Go to their dances. Work with them. I hate to say this because he's right here, but I've been working with Vic for 4 years now, probably off and on, but a lot in the last 4 years or so, and I've become a better harmony singer by listening to him I can't go any farther, Vic. I'm sorry.
I'm so proud. Now,
the other thing about Vic.
In the Strokes, this guy is the best harmony singer in the business, right here. And I learned the same way, listening to Mike Seastrom. Same thing.
The interesting thing, it's fun when you're working with somebody and you're harmonizing. And Vic and I do this when we get together. We got a dance coming up. We get together for an evening before, and we make a tape. We just have a tape recorder that's running the whole time. We'll pick out a song because we both like to pick out something we've never done before and just try to. We don't go with the. For some reason, we never go with the ones we've done before. We just want to find something else. And we pick somebody to sing the melody of the song, usually, or we'll rotate back and forth. But we record it with us singing, and very often the person that's singing harmony sings way back in here so that the tape we end up with, we've got the melody line on there. And so that the person that's singing harmony can put their line in. So if I'm singing melody in a song and Vic's singing harmony, I'm singing on that tape recorder, and the harmony's kind of off the tape recorder. He doesn't need to have his mic on, actually. We're standing right next to each other anyway, so I can hear him and he can hear me. But when we go take that tape to practice it, say I got a week between dances, and it gives us both something to work with. In the meantime, we'll make a copy of it.
And we work on phrasing. We work on, are we going to say it his way, my way, or the way the record was? And,
right.
And that's the most important part, to get a finished product.
Not at all. No, because it's incomplete. Doesn't have both voices.
Those tapes are highly classified.
Yeah. We burned them.
Yeah. Some of them sound really, really bad.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and the other thing is work on your phrasing, and usually you're going to follow the phrasing of the person that's singing the melody. It's much easier for the harmony guy to back out of there and let the person with the melody phrasing work right along there. So I think that's the other thing.
What? I was waiting for somebody to say something nice about me.
First of all, I think it's really apparent. It's really apparent when you listen to this. There are a few callers that have the musical knowledge of this man, and I think that's a big plus for a square dance caller. And
absolutely.
Thank you. My mom will send you a check there, Mike.
Ron Marcus from Tucson, Arizona. You said something before about blending. Do you mean if you are able to determine, because you've got somebody like Pat to work with, that the song, the melody is, say, on the third of the chord, of the chord, that somebody's got to go to the fifth, but if there's three of you, there shouldn't be two people on the fifth. There should be somebody somewhere else doing harmony?
Don't let your harmony singers outnumber your melody or overpower your melody. When we get, well, like for instance, if we were to sing right now with another caller, the three of us, we're not, each of us probably going to take a different harmony out. These two guys might be able to handle the third and the fifth. So what am I going to do? Melody. But what if Rod's already singing melody? Oh, we would? Cool.
Or sing the bass, sing the bass line.
Yeah.
Bass or baritone.
You may just have to back out.
Sure, when you're working with four people. I wish we could tell you exactly how to do this, because there is no one way to sing harmony, and it does take a little bit of that. It takes a bunch of practice, and sometimes just different harmony lines just have a whole different feel to the piece of music.
Vic and I did a song a couple of years ago, and we were playing around with it in the studio, and next thing you know, we both started singing harmony lines at the same time. I want to get that clueless look off Vic's face. We were working on it, and we realized after we sang it that each of us was singing a different harmony line. They were real close. Mine was simpler, obviously. His followed the melody line a little more closely. In fact, I'm going to show it to you real fast. Show it. You take harmony on the first one.
I don't remember this song.
Somebody's at the front door, I can hear her knocking. Your mom's on the phone and she feels like talking. I man, I left your calling lady, just I know her.
I can't
left down a man, you called her Weave the Ray, 'cause they're playing our song on the radio. Okay, Mr. DJ, that a way to go. 1,000,000 watts of love power coming on strong. Dance with me, darling, they're playing our song. Take a lead, Vic. Da 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 da, da 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 da, ba da ba da ba da. Do you have words? I don't need them. We recorded it. Well, take it. Watch what you're doing, 'cause they're playing our song on the radio. Okay, Mr. DJ, that a way to go. 1,000,000 watts of love power coming on strong. Dance with me, darling, they're playing our song.
Now, if Mike did it, he'd do a different harmony altogether.
That's right, I would.
Be better.
No.
No, but it's interesting when you listen to the blend of their voices one way and the other way. There's a way that just blends a little better than the other. I forgot which way it was now, but it's a different sound. And sometimes it's a matter of saying, it sounds better with you singing harmony on this one than me singing.
Playing our song, singing right on the radio. Okay, Mr. TJ had a way to go. 1,000,000 watts of love power coming on strong. Dance with me, darling, they're playing our song. A third harmony. So, all this last hour and a half we've spent, there is no right or wrong. If it sounds good, you just heard 3 harmonies, 2 good ones and mine. And all of them worked. All of them. Mine, because I'm not as good at it, I just found the note at the top of the chord and stayed there. 1,000,000 watts of love power coming on strong. Whereas Vic, he's better at it, he followed the melody line up there. And his harmony sounded better. It was different. Mine was different. And Mike's was different yet on top of that. And Mike's probably never done the song before.
Yes, I did with Vic one.
Yeah.
One time. That's when Vic remembered the words. You were...
It was 2 years ago when we just recorded it, and I remember.
That's right. I was reading your lips.
The second thing that goes is your memory. You know that. The second thing.
And I don't remember the first one.
Can't remember the first. Wasn't important.
Ask some questions, guys. We got 7 more minutes of time, so just knock yourselves out. Anything. Almost.
Well, one of the things, if you, like myself, I'm not real strong on the melody, and I want to know how you guys survive that. So, Mike, you know from experience.
Well, if you're singing with somebody who's not real hot on the melody, and I work with somebody pretty frequently who's not a real melody singer, honestly, I back out. I don't sing with them. Because the only bad harmony is real bad. And the thing is, if he's singing off, if he's the lead guy and he's singing off, you're the one singing harmony who's going to look bad. And you're going to make it sound bad. So when this gentleman that I work with, when he's off in La La Land as far as the melody land, I just back out. There's nothing I can do.
Is this a hypothetical situation? Are you pointing to your friend on your right-hand side?
No.
Okay.
Pat hit on something that I do an awful lot because I can't hit those high notes. And if I'm doing the harmony and I have to hit number 3 or, God forbid, number 5, then I'll do what he does. I'll find my note with the microphone out 6 feet, and then I'll bring it in when I find that note, and I'll stay there, and it'll work. And we see it all the time in chorals, so it'll work, and I do exactly what he does. And if you have a hard time harmonizing with someone, find that note, stay there, just like Pat said a while ago. So
you often hear the fiddle player in a band doing that. He's up there on the top, just hovering around. We've got another question over here, Mike.
Well, we have one in front.
Oh,
one in front.
I was wondering about songs like Play a Simple Melody and something else where you have 2 kind of melodies going at the same time. Are there?
Did Mike pay you to ask that question?
Play me some rag. Play me some rag.
There are songs, a couple songs that are out there where there's different melodies. I think there's Just Because and Bill Bailey on RMR. I think there's Play Me Some Rag on Chinook. There's just a new one. It's a Sin to Tell a Lie, which you can sing counter melodies on. I think.
It was funny because Mike made, when we actually did plan a large portion of today's program,
and
Mike and I were talking about it, and he said, "What about Play Me Some Rag?" I said, every harmony session I've attended at CALLERLAB for the last 6 years has included Play Me Some Rag. And I thought, let's just survive without it once. So you had to ask about it. Nice job.
She brings up a good point because sometimes these counter melodies can be quite fun, and if you practice them, they're really enjoyable. And it's not actually harmonizing, but they're different melody lines. The most recent one I know is on Chinook. Also, again, Waking Up with Sunshine or something like that. Another counter melody type song that's interesting. Just another way to sing 2 callers together.
A good one that I like to do harmony with or reach any notes is King of the Road on Wagon Wheel. That's what I like.
Trailer for sailor and
so that's because I'm lousy at harmony.
Me too.
Better at hash.
It's Chuck.
With the use of these mini disc players, have you ever done harmony with yourself? Record.
Well, actually, funny you should say that. Your check's in the mail, too.
Yeah, thank you very much.
One of the advantages to the digital age that we are all living in right now is we had Mike Seastrom in the studio not too long ago, and we had him working on we had him sing backup for a song that Vic did. Well, obviously, we did not put the harmony on the instrumental side, but I made a custom mix. So if you listen, you'll find that I'll be gone, 'cause tomorrow may rain, so I'll follow the sun. That's Mike Seastrom. And what I did, this is the mix that I use when I use this singing call. I feel like singing songs that are older than I am. Tomorrow may rain, so I'll follow the sun. And that's Mike singing there. So yes, with a digital age, eventually we may be able to put out 2 versions of the song. I happen to like singing with Mike. I was going to say, I had Mike built this out for me last week.
Another answer to that question
He's one of my guys.
Is if I sing with myself, I leave the melody line on the tape or on the MD, and I sing the harmony line live, rather than having the harmony line. I don't know how you do it, Mike.
Absolutely, the same way. Just I pre-record the song with the melody line on the tape recorder, and then sing the harmony line live. And you can, if you have 2 tape recorders, you can put a bass line on there and put a melody line, or the melody line and a third, and then sing the 5th live. So you can really play around with the multi-track mix. Thank you. Yeah.
I was at a Vermont convention calling for the first time, and I happened to use one of my own records, Blue Skies on Silver Sounds, and I flipped it right on the turntable and happened to be on the wrong side. So I just carried right on through and harmonized with myself. It was a big hit. It really worked out. If you recorded records, it really does work really well.
And even if you don't record records, put it on a tape recorder, plug it right back to your machine, and play it. The key is you got to know what the guy on the tape recorder is singing.
And he's not as good as you are.
Yeah, that's right. Or what the flip side of the record is singing. And the other advantage to tape recording is you can vary your figures if that's what you normally do.
That works sometimes too with that song you call and you talk about before, Play Me Some Rag. I always use that on the called side, and I use it because the good music is on the called side. The other side is just music. But I flip it over, use the called side, and I kind of turn the volume down a little bit so that the calls will come through, but then turn it back up again for the tag lines where all of the counter melodies work. The counter melodies are, and it works real well on that one. Singing with somebody else is already recorded.
Right, that's a possibility. Sure. Yes. Big time.
Scandalous piles of money.
Yes.
Ooh, broke the bank on that then.
Any other questions? How about a nice hand for Pat Carnathan? Dick Carey?
And Mike Seastrom.
Thank you guys for joining.
Thanks for coming.